Hello and welcome to the fourth installment of Patching ColdMac. My name is ENDOR and today we will be going over some medium to advanced techniques unique to the secret weapon of utility. On today's menu, phase-related LFOs, self-patching, surveillance 201, and terraforming. Let's jump right in. Generating 8 LFOs from a single source LFO is achievable with only one patch cable and one small turn of the survey knob. Simply plug in any LFO to the survey jack, set the knob to noon, and you're set. Here we have a sine wave LFO from Peaks as our source. Now we'll take a look at the transformations over on the CV bus. Before we preview the outputs, please note that channel 1 of the bus will display the source LFO at all times. Channels 3 and 4 will be transformations as indicated. First up we have left and right, which will give us the source LFO duplicated as well as an inverted copy. This immediately makes for an easy way to create related but contrary motion. Out of OR and, we have half-wave rectified iterations with only positive or negative voltages, courtesy of the analog maximum/minimum circuits implemented. Next, out of slope, we have a fully positive iteration thanks to the 5-volt pull-up feature, while Crease's wave slicer wizardry gives us a double-speed angular LFO. Finally, out of follow, we derive a gentler pulsating CV that rides the peaks of the LFO, while Location's integrator lazily follows the general direction, gently lapping like waves in the process. Because we can easily generate related signals out of survey, cross-patching can be exploited to create self-controlling CVs. Let's see some options. I'm leaving the LFO running into survey. Now take left and route it to slope while right feeds back to OR1. Add in slopes out to right's input, then take outputs from Crease, OR, and send them to Mangrove's formant and barrel ins, as well as a cutoff of sisters. Listen. Sweeping survey will offset the LFO, providing a range of related but unique interactions with the same routing. Since self-routing is designed to be abused, the normal connections of ColdMac provide an immediate dialectic between CV and related output. Running a unipolar output from MAS channel 1 to OR will give us a way to control logic while freeing up survey with a simple positive voltage. By self-patching OR to left, we generate a simple thesis. Left's output goes to slope, cascading down to Crease, which provide antithesis. Now we automate survey with slope's output and take CVs from AND as well as Crease for our fully synthesized results. Manual offset of the survey knob continues to inject uncertainty or counterarguments, which in turn generate more or less meaningful dialectic. As a general rule, the bipolar outputs of left, right, and Crease provide more immediate results, while applying logic blocks or interplay with fade and offset can liberate survey, thus providing deeper control of isolated events. Try adding voltages to offset in OR2, then slowly having a second CV morph the fade between left and right while providing a reference at OR1. The possibilities go as deep as you want to explore. This time, we have patched in a signal from Mangrove's formant out to slope, a bipolar output from MAS via sum to fade as well as OR, and a sine wave LFO to AND, Crease, and right. Now we take follow and send it to left, and finally send all other outputs to Mangrove's formant, barrel, and air inputs, as well as the cutoff, span, and Q inputs of sisters. Now let's do the survey knob shimmy. Please note that we are not utilizing the Mac output as it only passes audio. Thus, all sounds are coming out of sisters. Lastly, we will explore phase-related self-patching. Running a stepped wave LFO to survey, we route right to OR1, OR to crease, follow to left, then molt left to AND2 and the air input of mangrove. The remaining outputs are sent to sisters and mangrove's other CV inputs once again. Come on, everybody, let's do the shimmy slide. ColdMac provides tons of options from a single input, and the only limitation is what you can do with molts and your imagination. Lastly, we have terraforming. This is a technique I developed in my time with ColdMac and was born out of an attempt to make as many patches using only Mannequin's modules as possible. While Gil refers to the overview of a system CV as surveillance, terraforming instead chooses to break the ColdMac free from any notions of Foucauldian observer-observed relations and focus on forming a new rhizomatic state free of desiring machines. We deterritorialize a space, reject the notion of a body with organs, disconnect from desire, and provide a freedom from the arborescence of familial ties. In other words, ColdMac becomes a self-sufficient island, a machine for production where production is free from demand and becomes only of itself for itself. Shall we go for a walk? Fripperies aside, terraforming is basically using ColdMac to generate CVs independently while also providing audio solutions solely from the same circuitry. This is achieved using intense self-patching and variably clever processing in a modular system. Here's an example using just friends, mangroves, a pair of molts, and a dual low-pass gate. First, we define a base signal via just friends patched to right and AND2 from the 6N and 4N outs respectively. 2N will sweep mangrove's air negatively for added flair. Now the fun begins by patching mangrove's formant out to slope's input, then molting left to OR2 and formant. This sets a moving threshold for OR and moves formant up simultaneously. Send right to OR1 in order to provide a contrary comparison signal, then send OR to the first LPG or VCA for CV control. Send AND's output to left's input, so left and right generate individual CV rises. Follow will now track the VCO's rise and fall via air, so molt that signal to the second LPG/VCA, AND1, and survey. This allows ColdMac to fully control itself based on a single sound or input. Since crease will get slope signal as well, send that output to the second low-pass gate, or VCA. Finally, send max output to a mixer or aux input. Combine all three signals, and you'll start to hear inconsistent spikes, dropouts, and harmonic interplay based on a fully self-feeding ecosystem. You have successfully terraformed your first sonic landscape. The basic idea is to utilize the top 2/3 of ColdMac as a master processing unit, deriving self-controlled signals via follow and location. See Patching ColdMac number 2 for in-depth looks at those functions, and removing the need for even a single outside CV. Controlling survey manually can derive from the same interactions, just at the whims of the performer. It's beyond West Coast or East Coast. It's etheric coast. Time doesn't permit examples in this video beyond this one, but I encourage all viewers to show their own landscape examples. And that brings us to the end of this installment of Patching ColdMac. Thank you for watching, and if you like, subscribe, or share this video, I'll be even more thankful. In the next installment of Patching ColdMac, left and right, a general overview, and another example of terraforming.